Hey, Kitty. Hey, hey, Folly. How's everyone doing today? Hi. The squirrel is here. Yes. You want me to pato the gato? I will pato the gato. Hey, fungi. Hey, metal. What do you want more? It's like the minute I try, like she seems so chill, and then the minute I look away, I move away, she's like, oh, "Are you sure?" That little face. He doesn't want me to stop now. This is the problem. But yes, today we are finally, fungi, I swear to God, we are finally working on your combat patrol. I promise. It's happening. It's actually happening. I am not doing all of it today, obviously. I'm gonna go try and get the Terminators. I'm gonna try and get the Terminators done. Sandwich, cabbage, and tiger and rain today. Just got wow. Yeah. So I don't really have much to say about this project, honestly. It's the combat patrol. I won't lie. I lost one of the helmets right. So the reason why we're slightly late today is just before I start to stream, I dropped one of the helmets and it rolled somewhere behind a bunch of boxes, and I was like, well, I might as well just prime a new one. So I just primed a new helmet for the Terminator. It took a little while to look for one that was not a Dark Angel's helmet. But it was definitely a lot quicker than actually going behind all those boxes and searching for this tiny piece of plastic. So, yeah. It's now part of the floor. It really is. It really is. So, there's a couple things we want to do. First of all, to start out with, we have our 5 Terminators. I'm going to do my best to keep the helmets next to them, so that I know which helmet belongs to each one. The helmets are going to be white, except for the sergeant, whose helmet is going to be red and white. The eyes are going to be green. The overall body armor on these guys is going to be done in yellow, obviously, because they are Imperial Fists.
If you guys have a prime, slap that prime on the table like a big fucking cock. Show everybody that you have a big fucking dick today and slap that prime on the fucking table right now.
We learned in 29 that cordyceps actually uses stuff to just move the muscles the way it wants. The people in the Last of Us universe are trapped inside their own bodies. Oh, Jesus Christ, that's terrifying. Patent acorn somewhere for good luck. Lol. Maybe. We've got the captain here. Now, I'm not promising to do the captain or the librarian tonight. But in fairness, the captain shouldn't be much harder to do and follows most of the same steps as the rest of the Terminators. So we'll try and do a little bit on the librarian. The librarian is really the one that I'm probably not going to do anything. I don't know who BBNO dollar song 1-800 is. I don't know who that is. How do you even say that name? Babono? Babono dollar? Baby no money? How are you meant to know what that says? Am I old, chat? Is this? I would read that as Babinos, genuinely. Babinos. Like, I wouldn't read it as baby no money. Wow. Okay, anyway. So this might seem a bit weird. But the very first thing we're going to do is we're going to give these models a wash in Carroburg Crimson, which is going to turn them red. It's going to turn them red. Oh, well, pink. Actually, no, this is very, a very deep red. I don't think I have any actual, like, pink. I don't think I have any, like, pink wash. I've got Volupus pink. I could really thin down Volupus pink. That could probably to like a wash consistency. That would probably give me what I'm looking for. The Volupus pink is quite a soft pink. And if we thin it down to like a really thin wash consistency, that's probably going to give us exactly what we want. So the idea is that this is going to add just a smidge of warmth to all of the yellow. It's kind of like an undershade. So it helps make the it helps make all of the little shady bits, all the shadows, a little bit more orange rather than just yellow. Okay, that's probably slightly thinner than I wanted it to be, but honestly, I think it's better to err on this side of caution. Maybe just add a smidge more. Because this is like a really thin contrast mix. It's like trying to get the ratio right on the mixture before we start painting is probably the most important thing. Because ideally, I don't want to have to mix any more of this, but I know I'm going to need a lot of it because they're Terminator bodies. Terminator bodies are pretty chunky. So to get them covered, to get the right amount of coverage, it's going to take a while. That's, again, too thin. Just a little bit more of the Volupus pink. And this should be perfect. Yeah, that's perfect. So all the yellow panels, we're just going to go over them once over with this. It'll just make them a little bit pink. But most importantly, because it's so much contrast medium, all of the pigment should go straight into the recesses. So we don't need to be super sparing about this, because we want it to have that contrast effect build up. You see where it all kind of like goes into the recesses, and you see that sort of pink build up there. At least I hope that makes sense. I'm out of focus. Yeah. I hope that makes sense. So that way, a lot of yellows somehow, despite yellow being quite a warm color, tend to look a bit cold because people forget that color depth is a thing. So you need to alter the color's hue ever so slightly depending on the environment or the overall color you're trying to create. But this is kind of basically the base coat. It might not look like we're doing an Imperial Fist right now, but trust me, this is 100% part of the process. And when this dries, most of the pink will end up being quite white because it's very thinned down. And the contrast paint will do the contrast paint thing where it all just flows into the recesses. Once this is done, I'll probably move on to doing the helmets. The helmets are going to be quite simple because they are done in white. I'll be using an oil wash on them later, so I don't actually need to do any painting on the white. It's just the white, it's just the eye lenses, which I'm going to do in green. Because all Terminators are from the first company, aren't they? So they generally are just... They all have white helmets. That's just how it works, right? Because they're all veterans, and that's the insignia for veteran. Your first painting reviews is actually very mesmerizing. Really? You be cooking and liking Nuke, and I hope you have a lovely thing. Hey Arctic, how you doing? Sorry, I wasn't looking at chat for a bit. His songs are very good. Marv I thought he was crypto. Lol. I also thought that was possibly a crypto scammer with the name BB no $. Because, like, aren't all cryptos got that $sign in them these days? Isn't that, like, an online signifier for crypto in this day and age? Yeah, I'm glad you're enjoying... it's nice that, like, this is the first painting stream you've gone on. Because this is a very basic kind of paint scheme that's very simple to do, but it looks really, really good despite how simple it is. I say it looks really, really good. I've never actually painted Imperial Fists before, but I know this is the kind of thing really good painters that I'm in Discords with kind of do when they do yellows. So it's almost certainly going to work out really well because I've seen the results. The thing that's going to be very much a scary thing is doing the librarian, because the librarian is blue, but he's got all these little like inlays and things. So we'll probably end up oil washing or oil recess shading all of those in white, then doing athematic blue contrast over that once it's done. I think I'll give this guy I'm thinking I'll give some of them like black knee pads. I don't know which ones, but I'm thinking about it. Because then I can do gold on the little insignia on the knee pad. One thing I quite like about this stage is that it's very relaxing. There's no like rush to do anything. We just have to. You don't have to be tidy. We just it's all about just slapping the paint on right now, and letting all of it just sink into the recesses. Yellow has always been one of the colors that takes most faff to look good in Citadel's paint scheme. See also pure white and pure black. See, what I do with black is I spray it black, and then I spray a very, very dark gray over it, or like a blue black over it. And then I kind of wash it, and then you just maybe do a tiny bit of a spot highlight with gray, and then a wash. I'm very curious about how I'm going to approach the Cowled Wardens as my 11th edition Space Marine project, because their main color is like really dark black. So I think I might use Maso black as the primary thing, which is like this really like the one of the world's blackest black paints. And it has this sort of almost velvety quality to it when you touch it after it's dried. It's really nice. Like there's something about it that makes my brain like, yes. And when you look into the bottle, it's like no light escapes it. You're just staring into this empty void of nothingness that just devours light. And it's very cool in a kind of disturbing way. So yeah, and that's what I'm going to do with my Cowled Wardens project in 11th edition. But you see what I mean? Like, yes, it's pink, but it's mostly white still. The contrast is doing the contrast thing. And yeah, it's fine. Wow, I've been bonked. Have I missed chat? You can send you some Bonobo songs if you want. Okay. I don't know why I read it as Bonobo now. It's Bonobo. Bonobos. Yeah, you can send me some songs if you want. I won't listen to them on stream though, because you know, copyright and shit. I'm calling them Bonobo now. Like, no. I don't like it when people make names that are spelled weird like that. No, that's not how language works. My brain struggles enough as is without making it like my brain struggles enough with language as is without adding all this extra shit into it. Why? I say. You might have a new addiction game. Ooh, what is it? Is it Space Marine 2? Have you been enjoying Space Marine 2? I was like, congrats for winning yesterday by the other... Was it yesterday? Was it yesterday, chat? No, it was on... It was Sunday. Yeah. Also, I haven't started the giveaway yet, but Sunday Darktide giveaway for the DLC. Also, you know how we completed that challenge to call in the Dreadnought? Daredrop sent me the wrong game key, so I've emailed them being like, can I get the right reward, please? I've not redeemed it. Like, someone on your end goofed and sent me the wrong thing, so can I have the right thing? Thank. But they've kind of ignored me now, and I'm just like, bruh. Bruh, I wanted that game. I wanted a Plague Tale Requiem. Plague Tale is such a cool kind of game series. I should also play Detroit Beyond Human at some point. I'd really like to. I'd really like to. The pink reminds me of the Space Maids. Hey, Mental. A little bit, yeah. The pink is only an undercoat, though. It's a pre-shade. The idea behind the pink is that it's going to be used to make the yellow look slightly nicer when the yellow goes on. Because we'll be using transparent Iyanden yellow as the first coat when we actually have finished pre-shading. But yeah, this to me makes more sense than doing the whole slap chop thing where you have start dark and then make it brighter. I think this is genuinely a better method for bright colors. Is if you find like an undertone, a little bit of spider webbing from the primer. Where is my tweezers? Where are? They are on this desk. I know they are. I was using them earlier to pull away some spider webbing from the primer literally like an hour or two ago. Where is that? It should be here. I always lose everything, chat. It's really annoying. But that's just me. God, I can see the spider web. That's really annoying. I need tweezers. There they are. Is that them? No, that's... Ow. That's an airbrush needle. Ow, that was very sharp. Where the hell are my tweezers? They were right here. These are some broken tweezers. Maybe they'll work. And they worked. Cool. Anyway, back to pre-shading. This might take a little bit longer than I would like it to, in all honesty. I was going to try and pre-shade a couple of these before the stream, just so that we wouldn't have to pre-shade the whole squad, but time kind of got away from me a bit. So I introduced Pink to Night Rain today. She really enjoyed it. We still haven't got her first kill yet. Partly because I was clowning around on Revenant and Executor. But partly because, like, I think the second run we did, the game server we were connected to crashed, or the peer-to-peer thing crashed, or whatever. Yeah. But she seemed like she was really enjoying it. Hey, Vex. Fulgrim Lemon Boy. Fucking Lemon Boys. Yeah? Yeah. Are you saying you can't handle an Imperial Fisting, Vex? That's weak sauce. Fisting jokes are like the one redeeming factor the Imperial Fists have in the 41st millennium. There's still a bit of me that wonders if maybe Carabao Crimson might do the same job, but like, it's a very dark tone compared to this. But it kind of feels a little bit silly that like none of this is going to be seen on the fire. I mean, I guess it will be seen through a yellow filter, kind of. Once you get to that stage, though, we'll need to take a little bit more care about how we do things. But the Imperial Fist color scheme overall is quite simple. And these guys don't have any red on them because they're Terminators. So I don't have to worry about them looking like Ronald McDonald. I can't say that for the Infernus squad. But I'll probably use those as something I do off stream. Mostly because I want to do a painting tutorial on how to do Imperial Fists, because a lot of people don't actually know how to do... a lot of people don't know how to paint yellow well. Which I think is fair. Yellow is a very hard color to make look good. Especially if you're used to like the more traditional painting method. It also takes ages to build up yellow. Ages. In fairness, Crimson Fists are the superior Imperial Fists by a long way. Like, everyone knows who Pedro Cantor is. Who the fuck is Tor Garadon? What the hell has he done? And though also, I think a lot of people mix up Tor Garadon with Tarek Torgadon, who is actually a pretty cool character, despite being the son of Horus. Yeah, but a lot of people don't know that. I think pink is better than brown, though. Like, brown just kind of looks a bit bleh. But that's just, like, my opinion. So the plan is to just go yellow after this has dried. And while this is drying on all of the miniatures, we'll quickly do the helmets and the eyes, because they'll be really quick. They will be very, very quick. We might actually finish we might actually finish all of these in one stream, because it's not a very time-intensive color scheme once you get the models together. I still need to build the Infernus Marines, but that'll probably happen off stream, probably on the weekend. And I will record a video as I paint them. And that'll be one of the ones for my new YouTube channel that is going to be launching when I do the big rebrand. I'm in the minute of like doing a lot of off-stream content creation for like when the big rebrand goes live and stuff. I may have mixed up some of these models already in terms of the thing. Right, I'm just going to do the one little bit of yellow on the chaplain, which is just this little circle. Just this little circle, because it's the only bit that actually gets the chapter banner. The rest is going to be all in blue. Librarians are always so awkward because of how much they stand out compared to everyone else. Like, bruh. Why are you the special one? I don't really know how much of this I want to be like, because for my Dark Angels, I kind of just did the teleport homers in metal, but I kind of feel like most people don't do that. They have it match their army, so I'm gonna do that here because like I don't actually know how Fungi other than being Imperial Fists. Fungi hasn't like given me any specific instructions about how he wants these painted. But yeah, every time I do like a big streamathon kind of thing, the top gifters will get a combat patrol that I will just basically paint up for them. That's going to be until I run out of combat patrols from Combat Patrol magazine. I kind of like it though, because the Combat Patrol magazine comes with a lot of like the older edition, 9th edition Combat Patrols, and those are a lot better than for like getting discount point boxes. Like a lot, they often have a lot more points. Because I kind of wish I'd like realized that this was what I wanted to do with the Combat Patrol magazine series before I like started kit bashing the Infernus Marines. So I'm going to have to use some other Space Marine bodies to kit bash Infernus Marines out of, because like I kind of turned the Infernus Marines into Stern Guard veterans. Lol. But this happens. Just put Iron Warriors as basic materials and you're great. No, I'm going to do a stone rubble, like a ruined city kind of thing for the bases. Because it's going to be really nice having that dark contrast. But also I have a literal jar of stone dirt, of like ground up stones in there. Like it's a jar of dirt and I just get to PVA glue the bases and then dunk them in it, and it's super easy. Torbjorn. Isn't that the guy from Overwatch who likes to build turrets and is super chill? And Brigitte is like his daughter or something, right? I remember playing Torbjorn in Overwatch back when I actually thought Overwatch was a good game. That was a very long time ago. And that's not to throw shade at people that do like Overwatch. You can enjoy whatever you want. I just don't like those hyper-competitive games. They just bring out the worst in me. And I don't like that side of myself. And I think a lot of the time I felt more frustration than enjoyment out of like playing the games. I suppose the same could be said about Souls games, but like in Souls games, you know that you're the only one that's fucking up. And you know that you can learn from every loss. Until you start tilting, getting ragey and tilting. Then you need to take a break. So that you can approach it clearly. I don't get why primers like get all this like weird like stringy stuff every now and again. It really annoys me. It's like, why, my guy? Why are you like this? It's good to rage every now and then. That's true. Put Peter Turbo's sons out there. He won't care anyway. That's true. But also, what makes you think I have, like, plenty of Space Marine bodies to throw as, like, corpses? I got shit to do with my Space Marines, lol. I got, like, things I want to build and paint and stuff.
Not.
Why? for now. I guess some people like to rage, but like, I'd rather rage at things that actually have meaning, you know? Video games I don't care about, not so much. Because for me, games like that are meant to be for fun. Besides, I think there's enough anger in the world. I don't really want to, like, create more. Especially if it does nothing to make my life better. Creative outlets tend to be better, like drawing, or painting, or kit bashing, where I carve something up into a bazillion little pieces and then turn it into something cooler. You know? That's how it be for me. But each to their own. Each to their own. Okay, we need to mix up more of this very thin pink wash. We have 2 more marine bodies to get done. We've got the captain and the gunner with the assault cannon. We probably won't do the oil wash at the end on stream, but we might do it. Maybe. It's going to really depend on whether or not the minis are dry by then. But I suppose I could always do an initial oil wash on the Imperial Knight that's been sitting there waiting for an oil wash the past little while. Because it's like, I finished it like, 2 weeks ago, and I've just been like, I'm gonna oil wash you and base you, and then you'll be off my desk. But I just, when you do oil washes, I feel like the best way to do oil washes is when you're doing quite a few models at once, because often the case is that you end up making too much of it. And oil paints are quite expensive, so you don't want to make too much of it, ideally. You want to figure out just the right amount. I still haven't figured out the ratios for just how much for the right amount of miniature. Okay. It's really nice doing Terminators, honestly, like this. They're good miniatures, and there's a lot of open space, so you don't have to worry too much about, like, trim and all that stuff. It's a nice palette cleanser after doing a lot of chaos stuff. It's a nice palette cleanser, because Space Marines are always quite simple, which means they're very easy to paint compared to a lot of the other factions in the game. Speaking of which, I really need to paint my Custodes at some point. I'll get on it eventually. I don't know when, but eventually. I think Cathay are going to be my next big project after I finish my Emperor's Children there. Super excited. Super excited. I need to figure out how I'm going to get movement trays for them. I'd like to get movement trays that I can like decorate, make match the basing I do, and I'm not entirely sure how I'm going to base them. I'm leaning towards desert. Okay, your helmet, because you're the captain, is actually going to be the same as your armor. I'm just going to give you a nice quick wash. Okay. So I'm thinking, what color should we do the cape, chat? There's a bit of me that wants to lean towards purple, just because it'll be really nice contrast. Then I think black would also look quite good. I think a lot of people, Imperial Fist characters, tend to wear red. I don't know. Like, I'm thinking like a Sigvald Burgundy kind of like very warm reddish purple. What do you reckon, chat? I suppose it's better to ask this when we actually have all the yellow on. But I'm just trying to source some ideas. If anyone has a particular, like, idea. It's always nice to let chat have a little bit of an input, I think. Okay. Need to just mix up a little bit more. It often surprises me how much bigger sometimes the characters tend to be, and I'm just like, why are you so big? You're not a Primarch or a Custodius. It makes no sense that you are so much taller than everyone else. No, I think no, it's just so that easy. It's easier to read the models, but like still, why? Why are you Lorg? You should not be Lorg. Thanks, Foamy. We still have quite a bit to go, though. This is just the first step. When this is done, we'll switch the eyes while these on the helmets while these wait, while these dry. Okay. Are we done with the pink wash? I think so. I don't think there's much any more that needs doing in it. Just a little bit there, a little bit under here. I'm going off. I'm slowly sliding off screen. I don't mean to do that. It just happens every now and again. Do the bonk if I do, please, to remind me. Okay. Well, now while that dries, I'm just going to do the eyes in a very quick Hex-Wraith Flame. The Imperial Fists, when they're, from what I've seen of the artwork, generally speaking, the white helmets tend to have green eyes, and same with the red ones. But the yellow helmets tend to have red eyes. I like Hex-Wraith Flame. It's a little bit brighter than Warp Lightning. Pink, baby. Only for now, fungi. Only for now. Trust me, they won't be for long. This is just like an underwash, effectively. I think I'll give this guy a black shoulder pad. I'll do this one in yellow. Maybe I'll do it in red. Either kind of works for Imperial Fist, like tilting shields. Fungi, is there anything in particular you want me to do for these guys? Any colors you'd like me to use and incorporate? But for now, that's just the undercoat on the yellow. Eventually, it'll be actually yellow. I need a very small detail brush, please, desk. I need to organize my desk at some point. I don't know how well that shows up on the camera chart. Let me adjust the focus a bit more. So on the helmets, after all the eyes are done, most of all we need to do, except for the sergeant, is just the metal bits. The sergeant has has like a bit of red on his helmet. I think it's red on the exterior with a white stripe down the middle. It's a very minty green. I quite like it, honestly. I think it really works. There's just a tiny bit of an overspill that really like makes it look like a glow effect. Oh shit, this is the sergeant helmet. Well, that's going to be annoying. But that's fine. I'll figure it out. It won't be too bad. It won't be too bad. The oil wash is probably going to do a lot of the heavy lifting in this scheme. It's going to add a massive amount of depth. Okay. Easy. I remember a couple of years ago, I'd been terrified of doing eye lenses. It's nice. It's nice feeling the improvement. It's nice approaching things with a lot more confidence than I used to. It's good. It's good. I think it's always important, chat, in hobby work, especially when you may not be the most confident of painters, to really take the time to appreciate what the things you're able to do now versus where you used to be able to like paint. Okay. So we're going to use ball red. Ball red is a very bright, high saturation red paint. I really like it, and it matches what we do. The issue is with ball red is that it doesn't have much, despite being a contrast paint, it doesn't have a lot of the contrast features. Like, it doesn't contrast in the same way that most contrast paints do. But that's okay here, because the plan later on is to oil wash it. But it's very, what's the word I want to use? It's very... It's very... Yeah, it doesn't have the depth that most contrast paints do. But that's okay. Because we're going to use an oil wash later, that should more than compensate for any perceived lack of depth on this initial coat. You don't have to be too worry if we're not the cleanest here, because we're going to cover up those bits in metal. The important thing is that we want a relatively cohesive line down the center of the helmet for the sergeant stripe. Well, the veteran sergeant stripe. As long as we can get that, I think we're okay. Yeah, that looks about right. I'm slightly annoyed I didn't remember to do this before I did the green eyes. Mostly because I think it would have been nicer if I could have painted the green over and had a little bit of overlap over the red. Whereas now we've got a bit of red overlapping the green overspill onto the eyes. Hey Demi, how you doing? Feeling that you've been better at hobby is priceless no matter what you do. I agree. I agree. Don't forget a cat whisker to paint some white specks on the eyes. Oh god. No, we don't need to use we don't need to do that. We don't need to do that. Because we can do it with a normal brush. Just hanging out while you spray down some bases. You printed for a wood elf army. Nice, nice, nice. Thanks. It's very simple. The oil wash is the thing that's going to really make it look good, I think. But for now, at this stage, I think it's okay. Okay, what's next? Are any of these Terminators dry and ready for the yellow paint? I think this one is. So we'll start with that. We'll start with that, chat. Where is my Yanden yellow? So I'm hoping that what we've said about how the pink is going to kind of undershade everything is going to be very apparent. Also, I need to adjust the focus now that I'm no longer doing big close-ups of helmets. I'm hoping it's going to be quite apparent. But like you can see the kind of like orange undertones where it's really like darker. That's what we were going for. So you already have that like really warm kind of yellow. It's smaller than my insight because Army Painter kept getting requests for an even smaller brush. So they made one called the Psycho, as in you're crazy for even wanting this. But here you go. Lol. Army Painter are so good with their like overall like community interactions. I'd like to work with them at some point, but like I know my friend Glacial Geek does a fair bit of work. I mean, he's on the factory team, so it's chill. But they seem really fun to work with. Yeah. It is pretty funny. Like the Army Painter are generally like quite good at the whole like, oh yeah, it's a hobby. We don't take it too seriously, despite it being a business. Because they know that everyone who gets into the hobbies like this is just a little bit silly, a little bit odd. But that's the nature of artists, I suppose. I want to get more Army Painter paints. Like, they just seem like a really nice company. And I really like every Army Painter paint I've used. And I really like their brushes. Like, the Army Painter dry brushes, absolutely top tier. Hands down, some of my favorite brushes to work with. Despite the fact they're not any of these like premium, like I mostly use cheap brushes, and I think the army painter brushes are like relatively cheap synthetic brushes, at least the ones I've used, but they're really good for what they are, you know? You're going to be very controversial. You hate the yellow contrast paints. Yeah, so do I. That's why I put pink under it. So that, like, it's something that's actually good. I do think the yellow contrast paints over white work quite well for doing fire effects, though. But, like, this is like a nice warm yellowy look we've got. I like the reddish undertones. But that's just me. Everyone is entitled to their opinion. Now that I see it doesn't take your paintism still. Hey, Callus. How you doing? I hope that you're well. Now, one thing I have a slight issue with is I'm not sure how I'm going to do. I'm not going to do decals, chat. I'm not going to do decals. The real question is, do I freehand it or do I just send them without transfers? Because I don't like doing transfers. I hate doing water slide decals. I also don't have any microsol and microsat in the house, which are what you generally need to get transfers to look not shit.
Look out!
And I think I've only got some Horror's Heresy things.
Just raided with 12 viewers.
Hey Axel, how you doing? Welcome Raiders. I'm Tiger. I'm a variety streamer and a Warhammer content creator. How you doing? Today we're painting Imperial Fists Combat Patrol, the Terminators from it at least. Because we were giving away Combat Patrol to the top gift sub-gifter and top donator for the last subathon we did. So it took us a little while, but we're finally getting round to getting this done. And then we'll have it posted out to Fungi hopefully at some point in July. Definitely some point in July, because I don't really see a reason why I shouldn't be able to do it sometime in July. But yeah. Start a fresh Mechanicus playthrough. I love Mechanicus. Also, hey Letic, how you doing? Welcome to chat. Now, the Imperial Fists aren't my favorite loyalist chapters. I just don't really. I just think they're not. I feel like, you know, when a legion has successors and the successors are more interesting than them. I feel like the Imperial Fists are the epitome of that, which is kind of sad. Also, the Imperial Fists got wiped out to a man. There are no original Imperial Fists left, if you don't count Gene Seed. But like, yeah, they got genocided in the War of the Beast during the Last War Protocol. And yeah. But I get why some people like them. I much prefer the Crimson Fists, the original poster boys for the Space Marines. But it's nice to do something different. Like, I don't actually have anything yellow. But I've never really painted yellow as a primary color for a force before. And it's quite nice, honestly. It's quite nice doing the whole yellow over pink thing. I think it works really, really well. For, like, getting all the little orange tones in there. What do we think? Fungi, are you still in chat? Hey Char, how you doing? How's your Mechanicus playthrough going through? I love Mechanicus. It's such a good game. Also, the soundtrack is top tier. Isn't it still Darnath Lysander? Hasn't it been Darnath Lysander for like several editions? At least to my knowledge, it's been Darnath Lysander for several editions. But no one knows who Darnath Lysander is. Like, who the fuck is Darnath Lysander? I only know him because he's, like, got a special model with the Thunderhammer and Storm Shield. Are you dry? You are dry. Okay. The next, this guy looks kind of dry, mostly. Yeah, let's do him. Hey, Knightley, how you doing? Welcome to chat. Do you like Warhammer? I assume that you're a Warhammer miniature painter. With a name like that, at least. Welcome to chat. What brings you to our little corner of the internet? Have you been working on anything cool lately? Lysander is captain of the first company. Oh, I thought it was chapter master. Isn't I guess it must be Tor Garadon? You are indeed a painting of Warhams. Hell yeah. Funnily enough, you're trying... Niece, my sister, maybe. They decide. Lol. Yeah, I'm really enjoying the effect of like the yellow over the pink. Like, I'm loving all the little orange tones that are coming out of it. I didn't expect it to work this well, honestly. Hey, Nigel, how you doing? You know what they should do? They should make Pedro Cantor the chapter master of the Imperial Fists. And just make them the Crimson Fists. And just yeah, well. Google said the chapter master was Gregor Isaac. That's hilarious. You know, it would have been funny if it said it was Valrak. That would have been funny. Erebus is a fantastically written character. It's insanely difficult to write a character that feels so right to hate. Yes, I kind of love Erebus, let's be honest. Erebus is amazing. I also have an Erebus primed and ready for my word bearers. I specifically want to put him down as a Chaos Lord in my word bearers army and just like watch people try and murder him. Because like, who in their right mind wouldn't want to kill Erebus when he's been put on the tabletop? You know? It's the ultimate tactic to like make people forget their game plan and just try and kill Erebus. I might lose it, but I might win on principle, lol. Do not blam chat members. It's illegal. Also, we stand the word bearers here. Word bearers are like one of my main factions on tabletop. And you know, this is a pro-heresy channel. We don't knock heretics here. We embrace them. We embrace the truth of the universe.
Do you hear the voices too?
Harvel_GRC just followed.
Thank you for the follow. I hope you have a lovely, lovely time in our community. Also on Sunday, we'll be doing a giveaway of the new Darktide DLC. In fact, we'll probably be doing that every Sunday for like the next month. Because we have a bunch of keys from Fat Shark to give out, which was super nice of them. In fairness, we did help them market. We got like over 200 people to wishlist the game on our little channel. It was really nice. It was really, really nice. And we might have some more keys to give out, actually. Because they're still calculating how many runs people did. But those will be for base game keys. Rather than the fancy new DLC stuff. Wordbearer Respect gets a follow. Hell yeah. They are the best. They are the original Traitor Legion. They are the true Chaos Space Marines. And the only people that understand the nature of the universe fully. Because ultimately, if you knew that hell is real and that's where everyone is going, wouldn't you want to not have a shitty afterlife when you die? I also main Emperor's Children at the minute just because I fucking love Emperor's Children. They own their corruption in like the best ways. Yeah, this yellow's a bit darker than I thought it was going to be, but I kind of like it in all honesty. I like the color contrast we're getting. Oh, they do. Yeah, absolutely. But, like, they have a chance to escape by ascending to Demon Herd. Maybe. You can only quote Fabius Bile, Gods for the week. You're not wrong. Also, Fabius Bile is a Giga Chad. Why isn't he in my Emperor's Children Codex? God damn it. But you also say this. Didn't he pledge himself to Slanesh in order to guarantee the free will of his creations? But a bunch of them ended up corrupted to Slanesh anyway through their own choices. Like, just look at Toricon, who went in with the Adored. Fabius, like, sent him to like hang out with Xantine for being a good sport, and yeah, he straight up became like possessed. And he did so willingly as well. The trick is Fabius despises his legion and literally told them to sod off after the whole Horus clone ordeal. That's true. But he was the reason they had the whole Horus clone ordeal. He wanted to see if it could be done. Like, that was all Fabius Bile's initiative. Like, bruh can't blame his legion for that. Like... But then again, that's always the nature of Emperor's children. They never want to admit their own flaws and shortcomings. Did you know that Fabius Bile was supposed to be culled in the Gene Blight, but killed some random healthy specimen instead of himself so that he could survive? Fabius Bile shouldn't be alive by any stretch. But I suppose that's what makes him quite a fun character. I don't know how he's alive even, because he still suffers from the Gene Blight. Like, that's why he has to live on in clone bodies and keep replicating himself, isn't it? My understanding, at least. Though I've still not read the Bile trilogy. I really want to. Bro is too busy with could I and never asked should I. Exactly. But I would be surprised if everything he... To my knowledge, he does kind of end up getting pledged to Slaanesh. Even if only so that he can keep her out of his creations. But like, in the end, it doesn't really matter. That's the nature of chaos, really. I should probably do more work on my word bearers. I need to oil wash them as well. Maybe that's what I'm gonna do. I'll have like an evening, like a Saturday evening while I'm doing my tabletop RPG session and just like oil wash everything I need to oil wash later in the week. Hey, Rai, how you doing? He's corrupted by her because heresy. A defo is not under her command. I don't know. I think I think that anyone who believes themselves not corrupted by chaos, that lives in the warp, kind of a little bit deluded. But then again, that's like half the chaos factions, so eh. Hmm. Clean up a bit of this access pooling. Hot. The new places. Just hot. Wow. Foamy. What shall we make you? I believe you shall be Hampter. You like the fact that Bile is not Emperor's children anymore? Sells the fact that he's got a bigger ego than Fulgrim. You know what? I agree. There's a bit of me. I don't know. There's a bit of me that, because he does still work with the Emperor's children sometimes. Most of the people that follow him are Emperor's children. When they're not his new man, if I remember correctly. Foamy shall become Hampter. Some are, some aren't. I need to pick up the Bile trilogy, but I never see it in stock anywhere. It's really annoying. Like, sometimes Warhammer books are just such a goddamn pain in the ass to get a hold of. Everywhere I look, I see a Night Lords trilogy, though. I don't know why I haven't picked it up. I will at some point. I think Pink also wants to read the Night Lords, because, like, the Night Lords are her chosen Chaos faction if she ever decides to get a Chaos army. Which is pretty based, let's be honest. The Night Lords are pretty cool. Kerr's not so much, but the Night Lords are pretty decent. Like... all of the traitor legions need apothecaries, and he is the best apothecary to ever exist. You know what? That's a weird thing. Why is it Chaos doesn't have apothecaries? Like, why is it they don't have, like, apothecaries as a unit for the game? Because they used to. They used to have, specifically, like, Emperor's Children used to have, like, apothecary units. In the lore, they have, like, the World Eaters have apothecaries that maintain the Butcher's Nails. And do the implantations of them in people. And I'm just like, why? Why do they not have this? And I understand if they're like a bit rarer, but like they should still be there. Okay. While all this yellow dries, what I'm going to do, I think, is I'm going to do the Librarian's armor first coat, which is all going to be like Leviathan blue. And do them in a nice dark blue because we're going to fill in all the little rune sigils with white oil as a pin wash. And then try and do a little bit of neon blue over that white. Maybe we'll start with Athematic though. Athematic just to get an overall coat, and then like add a little bit of neon where we can. But we probably won't do that for a good little while. Okay. So I think I know what color I'm going to do, like the crests and one. I think I'm going to do that in Enchanted Blue. It's like a blue steel kind of color. It's quite dark, so it should contrast really well with the it should contrast really well with all of the yellow that surrounds it. The librarian is going to have quite a bit of gold on him because he's very fancy. And that just makes sense. Ah, but why? Ah, I need to hydrate. Actually, I'm out of beverage. I should get a new beverage. One moment, chat. I will get up, have a stretch, and grab a drink. Because it is very hot. It is very hot. Oh, just 2 more Space Marines to go, and then we can do something else in our colors. Me gets up to go get a drink. I gets to bring my glass with me. Well, I'll be back in a sec. Wow. I got Punk addicted to Night Rain. We did a run and a half together, and now she's just addicted to Night Rain. All like that. I'm not gonna paint them ultramarine blue. Yeah, but like I like having physical books, you know? I like having the physical like copy in my hand. I like turning page. You know, I'm a tactile person. I should staple a brighter yellow on bits of these, I think. Not everywhere. Mostly on the shoulder pads, on the power fists. Maybe on some of the shins. Just to like add a little bit more like battle-worn texture. And also just to brighten up. Because it is a lot darker than I initially envisioned them to be. Do I have an appropriate yellow? I should do in my big big set of paints. Which I don't know where is. Where is my big set of paint? I see it. I see it. Do I have an appropriate Imperial Fist yellow? I think one of these will do. Yeah, that's looking like a solid highlight. It's not too different from what we've got. That one I think is... Let me just get a little drop of these next to each other. This one's a little bit lighter. I like that one more. Or we could get the really bright yellow, but I just think it's just a little bit too... Yeah, it's a bit too bright. It's a bit like... Yeah. But I'll probably get the little stippling brush out. And the little stippling sponge out. And stipple up some highlights very gently at some point in the future. You've gotten used to ebooks because a lot of the things I wanted to time were out of print. They refused to pay over 200 bucks for a book. That's fair. It's so that like when I need to clean it, I can just pop the paint out when it's dry, right? It's super easy. It just pops the paint out. And then it's not like I have to like do anything. I just pop it out and then suddenly clean palette for next session. But the only problem with that is you have to wait for it all to dry. You have to wait for it to dry before you can clean it. Which in fairness, I don't paint as often as I'd like to. So that's never really a problem. I want to paint like a couple of times off stream every week. Just so I can get a bit more of my personal projects done. And work at a slightly faster pace than I am. But, you know, life gets in the way sometimes. Or I end up doing stuff and getting distracted by other stuff, or I'm working on things and just, yeah. I could make up a bunch of excuses, but ultimately it's down to just me not being able to organize myself enough. But we'll get there eventually. I'd really, really want to at least finish 2 armies this year. And I'm thinking it's going to be Emperor's Children and Grand Cathay. Because I've got most of my Emperor's Children done. I mean, I could do a lot of duplicate infantry. But, like, I need to do my Terminators. I need to finish off my other 2 squads of Noise Marines. And I need to also do my Flawless Blades and Lucius and my Lord Cacophonous. In theory, I could probably knock most of that out in a single week if I really focused on it, but I don't have a single week of free time. I'll probably, when I do my birthday streamathon, donathon, whatever-a-thon thing, birthday scuffathon at the end of the month, at the end of July, I'll probably do a lot of daytime painting. Just a lot of daytime painting just to get things done. Daytime painting, do some video games, do some more daytime painting. Maybe organize some collabs and stuff. Should be fun. I hope it'll be fun. I hope it'll be fun. I want to figure out some nice stuff we can do together as a community for it. Unfortunately, I also have a very long reading backlog. I'm not desperate to add more stuff to it. So I kind of just get a couple of books here and there as they come out. Like, when they're things I really want. The real question... Oh, the new bean model. That's got rigging happening now. It's actually... The rigging has started. The grand flob is approaching. I've seen the final version. And it is like, so fucking cute, chat. It's so fucking cute. But also the artist for my, the artist for the chibi model requested I release payment early when they've just finished the sketch. I'm like, okay, the sketch is fine, but like, I don't like the idea that VGen can't, like, if I choose to do this, they're like, oh yeah, my rent's due, and I'm just like, I don't know, that's not really my business. Like, and VGen says only to release the funds if you trust the person, because they can't like enforce a refund. And I'm just like, I don't know. As much as I wouldn't like them to like have to struggle with rent and stuff when they're working on something for me, I also don't know if that's, you know, I don't know this person, you know? They're an artist. They're an artist on the internet. And I don't know if that's right. Like, whenever I've done stuff on VGen, I've never had anyone request funds early. And I've already paid for it. Like, the money is just sitting on VGen. But, like, if they don't end up, like, doing the work, then I'm kind of fucked. And I'd rather not be in that position. It wasn't exactly the most expensive model I've ever done, like, commissioned or anything. So it's not the end of the world, but, like, I don't know. But I'd like to get more work from this artist in the future, so I don't know. I don't know. It's a bit of a weird kind of position. I feel a bit awkward, but I also feel a little bit like I don't really need to know that you've got your rent due. That feels like a really weird thing to bring up, because it's not really like my responsibility. Six days birthday and 14th holiday. Yay. Happy birthday. Also, hey, Deadfire. But what do you think, chat? Should I release the funds early? I don't know. I don't know that it's... I don't know. It just seems really weird. At the end of the day, I've paid for the commission. It's just like the money is just sitting there in VGen. And, like, it'll get released as soon as, like, the thing is done. But it's not done yet. So, yeah. I don't know. I feel some kind of weird about it. I don't like that. Dealing with like stuff like this gets a bit confusing sometimes. It's not like they're my friend. It's not like they're someone I've gotten work off before. It's my first time commissioning them. So I feel like I should err on the side of caution and just not do it. You know? I feel like that's the correct choice. And it's like, I've seen a lot of people on Twitter and socials, other VTubers, get scammed, and I'm just like, until I know someone, and have worked with them before, I don't know that I should really trust that, you know? They are VGen verified, but what does VGen verified even mean? Like, being VGen verified means you've had a couple of commissions off people, and you're followed by a bunch of people. And it doesn't, I don't know if that's even like, you know, I don't even know if both of those things are required, or if only one of those things are required. I don't know how it works. I mean, I only use VGen as a client, so yeah, trust your gut. I think you're right. I think I should just wait until the work is done. I mean, there's a bit of me that feels like, oh, maybe I should give them the benefit of the doubt, but like, I don't know them. I can't explicitly say that I feel like they've earned my trust. I do like the work they do. But like, yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I like to tend to want to give people the benefit of the doubt, but like, the minute money becomes involved, it becomes a different thing, you know? Mostly because I don't want to get scammed. But like, I kind of get some people are struggling out there, but like, I don't know. It's weird. Hey, Kata-chan, how you doing? Lovely to see you as always. We working on Imperial Fists today. I'm gonna do this shoulder pan in black so that I can have like gold on the Crux Terminatus-y thing. Do I have any Heresy era transfers? Might do. Hey, Drugus, how you doing? Welcome to chat. Ah, wait, Zed drug you. Drug you. Wow, I misread that. It's partly because, like, next to my monitor is my lighting lamp for painting. But yeah, we're working on the Imperial Fists Combat Patrol today. Well, the Space Marine Combat Patrol that we're painting as Imperial Fists. This was a prize to Fun Guy, who was one of our top gifters for the last subathon we had. So this was one of the incentives. Every time I do like a big event stream, the top gifters and donators will get to choose a Combat Patrol from Combat Patrol magazine, and I'll just get it painted up for them. Because I have most of it. I just, like, some of them you might have to wait for, depending if you choose like ones that are released right at the end. So yeah, he wanted them to be done as Imperial Fists. So we're working on those. Falling Upwards still needs to tell me which one he wants, lol. I've occasionally pestered him. This door has a box and I'm in charge. Enlarged too, but that's beside the question. You worked on Grand Cathay today. That's sick. That's so sick. How did you find it? Did you do just building or just painting today? How are they to build? What kind of color scheme are you going for? I'm going for, I think I want to go with green cloth and maybe, I don't know. Every time I think about it, I'm just like, do I want this or do I want that? I think I'm going green cloth and bronze armor. I like the idea of the contrasts there. Okay, where's Leviathan Blue? Leviathan Blue is here. Probably the box color scheme. Building. How are they to build? Jade Lancers. The Jade Lancers look quite cool. I've got 2 of the battalions ordered on the way. I've got 2 of the battalions and then 1 of each of the characters and the box set. I mean the book. So I'm very, very excited. So this is quite a dark blue. This is quite a dark blue. So when we try and do... God, this is so much darker. So much darker than I feel like it's meant to be. No, I just need to spread it out more. God, I love all the little details on this. Like, all of the little, like, engravings on the arm, like the hexagrammic wards and all that stuff. It's super cool. Like, it's so goddamn cool. Like, they absolutely cooked with the Space Marine Librarian. I hope they do one with, like, different weapons at some point in the future. Like a Force Sword or a Force Staff. What? I've been bonked. One momento. Hey Major, how you doing? They are terrific. The horses go together like a dream. It's the horse bridle that's a bit more complicated, I can imagine. I know horses have always, like mounted units have always been a bit of a pain to like build and paint. As far back as I can remember. This feels like such a Crimson Fist color scheme. Like, it's not, but like, this is like the perfect color for Crimson Fists. Oh shit, I owe beans. How many beans do I owe? Do I owe 2? I might owe 2. Hang on, let me check the redeems.
Do you hear the voices too?
Drunken_panda just followed.
2. Thank you for the follow. I hope you have a lovely time in our community. Yeah, I do owe 2. I'm sure I put one up before. What did I do with that? Look at this creature, chat. She's so long. Look at her little face. Hang on. Let me make it so you can see her little face. Look at this creature. She is so sleepy. Where's my mouse gone? Lol. Nah, mountain units are cool though. Mountain units are very cool. You had luck not to be swept up with the road, because say 50 meters from us there was a landslide. Holy shit! That's insane! Oh my god, I'm so glad you're okay. That's nuts. I've never seen anything like that in real life. Let me have a look. Is it an off topic? Oh god. Oh god, yeah, I see it. That's crazy. I'm glad that you're okay. Hopefully at the moment nobody was everything was swept. God. One page rules these days. Yeah. I think the main issue with the hobby scene is that Warhammer is kind of so dominant. A lot of people don't play anything else. It's like the one big hobby. It is the biggest like war game in the world. So there's not really much of a scene, especially in the UK where Warhammer is cheaper than it is everywhere else. There's not much of a scene for other things. At least in my area. However, there's lots of people that like to play like the little board games with minis and stuff. I've heard that like one of the Star Wars games is meant to be quite popular here as well in places, but there's no like clubs for it. It's more like you and your mates get it and then you play it. Like it's a shame really, because there's so many like Shatterpoint. Like there's so many cool models. Like, I love anything Clone Wars related, and Shatterpoint does a bunch of Clone Wars stuff. Clone Wars is the best era of Star Wars. I will die on that hill because I'm right. I wish the Psychic Hood area was easier to paint, because I'm not gonna lie, I kind of hate having to paint a head inside that whole like enclosed space. It's a bit of a nightmare. But sadly, it's not. It just wasn't viable to like do sub-assembly painting for it. Unless I did like sub-assembly for like half the model, and then that would have been its own nightmare, really, because you wouldn't be able to really quite see how the lighting is meant to go. I guess I could have done the head first, but yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Decisions, chat. Clone Wars 2003 is best cartoon. I don't know. I feel like from season 3 onwards, the CGI Clone Wars is like one of the best animated shows of all time. Like the storytelling is fucking phenomenal. I feel like the first 2 seasons were kind of weak. It's very much is a kids show, but it's the kind of show where it really grows with the audience, I think. Like, it feels like it goes from a kid's show into, oh my god, this is actually like a proper show that anyone at any age can really enjoy. But I kind of get why people were put off original, like the start of the Clone Wars series. But also, yeah, the 2003 cartoon Clone Wars was 2D Clone Wars was top tier. Shame it's not canon anymore. I think it's not canon anymore. I loved the second season where it shows like Jedi Knight Anakin on his little vision quest with Obi-Wan. And then they try and find the ghost hand. And it turns out to be Anakin because he's got that robot arm. God, that was such a cool like thing. Oh shit. God. It's all gone wrong, chat. I think we've saved it. Oh god. Fuck. Ah. That's annoying. I have to go over that later. My own fault for being a bit careless. Wow. The idea for the glow should work really well, though, with how dark the armor is, I think. Yeah. Librarian is definitely going to be the hardest thing to paint in this whole combat patrol, I think. There's just so much on him to really think about doing. It's a lot. It got so real with Samurai Jack. I never watched the season finale for Samurai Jack. I didn't have access to it when it came out, and I don't know where to watch it. Samurai Jack was amazing. One of my favorite cartoons. How does it end? Tell me. Tell me. I need the plot. I need the plot. What do you mean, no spoilers? I want them. Okay, find me a place I can watch it, and we'll do a Twitch watch, a Discord watch party at some point. Someone get it and host a watch party on a day I'm not streaming. And I will come. It has to be like around my normal streaming time, because that's when I get home from work. But like, not this week, obviously, because I've got this week's stream schedule already published, and it's pretty full. Wow. I want to watch it. I want to find out what happens. What happens to Jack? I have to know. You can't, like, start talking about the end of Samurai Jack and leave me hanging. Every time! Every time! I've seen the whole series of Samurai Jack. Except for the final season, where he comes back after a... I don't have HBO Max. Wah. Wah. Fuck. Time to sleep. Somebody needs to get up at 6 AM. Oof, Major. Good luck. I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful sleep. Wow. Hey, Albert. How you doing? So, Tiger, what happens to... Is he... Wow. Samurai Jack can't die. That's illegal. It's actually illegal. You're not allowed to do that. I swear. Oh, I missed a bit. I missed a little bit. Okay. We're probably not going to do any more on the characters today, in all honesty, but we should be able to get the squad mostly done. But I also have work in the morning, so I can't guarantee that I'm going to... we might have to finish these next week, in all honesty. I feel like we've got a lot of the basics done. Like, we've got the main thing. I think if I can get the yellow done in a way that I'm happy with, that'll be a decent end point for tonight. So to do that, what I'm thinking is I'm just going to quickly get the old makeup sponge, also known as the stipple nipple, and do a little bit of a stipple highlight. Just a little stipple highlight on the big kind of areas. It's basically a little bit like a dry brush, but like not. Lets you do some more like volumetric kind of stuff, which is nice. It's quite relaxing doing this, honestly. It's just a nice little quick highlight. It doesn't really do too much, but it does enough. And due to the shape of it, you can kind of do like more volumetric, almost airbrushy kind of things with that. But you can't really do like big sweeping color changes with it, I don't think. I know it's not a huge difference. But I think it's noticeable enough. Like say if we compare this to one of the ones that I haven't done that with, is there actually much of a difference? Maybe there isn't. Am I just wasting time doing this? Maybe I'm not getting enough paint on. It's not meant to be a huge change. It's just like meant to be quite a subtle thing. The stipple nipple. It stipples. And it's like a nipple. The stipple nipple. Aku has a license to kill the voice acting. Like Aku kills it on screen. He's killing it. Aku's always killed it there. From like day one. Aku has always been like one of the best characters in the whole fucking series. Even in moments where he's not taken very seriously. Like they got a great they have a great cast in Samurai Jack. I want to kind of see what happens in Battle Through Time, but Battle Through Time got pulled, didn't it? Which is really sad. Too bad the actor said, what? Oh. Same person that voices Uncle Iroh and Aku. Oh, God. Lol. That's so sad, though. It's a shame when, like, people that like, do iconic stuff when we're young kind of, like, have to confront time and aging. It'll happen to us all eventually, sadly. Much as it would... Actually, no. Living forever would be terrible for everyone. No, thank you. No immortality for me. I quite like the overall effect, just kind of like getting the edges with this is. Like, it's quite a nice way of doing edge highlighting without actually having to worry about doing edge highlighting. And I have to say, quite literally, these guys look like they're made of fire. It's good tones. Good tones with the colors. I'm happy with the overall result of what we've done tonight. Look at this sleepy cat. She's so EP. Okay. What is the plan? You know, I wanted to call this stream, Can You Handle an Imperial Fisting? But Twitch said no. Apparently the word fisting is like, is illegal. I wonder if the word fist in general is illegal. The floof is now liquid. She's been liquid the entire stream, in fairness. She's just been, like, flat on that table the whole time. See, I'm not really sure what more we should do tonight, in all honesty. Because I know that if I start, I won't be able to finish everything. I kind of like the idea of doing this whole batch together. So maybe I'll finish them next week. But I'm just like... Because bits of them are still wet. And there's not really that much to do. Like, in terms of, like, the basics. Because we have a lot of details to do. I'm just like, yeah. You know, when you're, like, looking at a project and you're not quite sure what the right choice is for where to go. I guess we could do some work on metallics before bed. I think that's the plan. I'll just take out the enchanted steel and do that. Nice, like, bluish silver. But, like, the issue is, a lot of it is still wet. How about fisting? Works out, doesn't it? I don't think it would work in, stream title, though. Stream title is a lot harsher in terms of its restrictions than, like, Twitch chat. Like, you could approve stuff in Twitch chat that you can't, like, necessarily approve, because that's Twitch's back end that decides whether or not a stream title is appropriate. Oh, we got the basic colors down. I'm also thinking, like, if I start another part, like, the whole thing, these all need to dry. That's the problem with using a contrast paint, is that, like, it's not quick. They all still have bits of that are still a little bit wet, which I noticed when I was doing the little stipple highlight. I do quite like it. Like, we've overall got quite a nice color. We need to do the metal work. Oh, actually, hang on. We can do the lights on this. You can do the lights on this. It won't take long. It's just something that to get done so we don't have to do it next time. I think next week we'll do the blacks, the metalworks. But like, these are things that shouldn't really take too long, I don't think. There's not much I need to use black for. There's not much I need to use metal for. Actually, there's quite a bit. It's like lots of little things. Like, there's just lots of little things that need done. And it's just, ugh. Ugh. I need to go over and tidy up some of the whites because I want to do some of the bits that I'm going to have parchment on. Hey, Catherine. It was fun to like, but you need to heat the cooling sleep. I need to have a shower before bed. I need to have a shower before bed, and I've got like work tomorrow, so I'm just, ugh. What do I do? What can I do for now? You know what? I know. I'm gonna do the blacks. The black bits should be easy to do. Relatively simple. We just do a little bit here and there. I want a medium brush. Like one that can do detail work where it's needed, but not too detailed. That it's going to take ages to cover the small bits that need covering. I do like the idea that I can just go over the yellow with black and it'll work quite well. The Black Templar is not the best black for coverage compared to Black Legion. I don't know what happened to my Black Legion paint. It's somewhere, but where I don't know. Because it's not in my paint box. And it's not on my paint desk, so like... Where have you gone, Black Templar? I mean, Black Legion. I'm painting off stream again. I don't mean to. I just keep doing it every so often. So what do we need to do as black on these guys? It's going to be all the bits of the black carapace that we can see underneath. And then I need to do the Stormbolter casing. Probably do that bit in gold later. Like that little, I don't know what you call that bit. You know, the little decoration on the side of the gun. What do you call that, chat? I'll probably do that bit in gold. Sometimes I feel like drilling barrels ends up like googly eyes, don't you think? Wow, I need to get better at drilling barrels. It's a little bit like googly eyes. A little bit. The googly gun. I can't unsee it now, chat. I'm sorry, fungi. These are your drilled barrels. This is the best I can do. I hate drilling barrels. I will definitely try and re-drill them so that they're a bit better before I send them over. Okay. Still, it's kind of funny. It's kind of funny. They're not all bad. Okay, they're all kind of a little bit bad. They're all kind of terrible. But I still think it looks better than not drilling your barrels. Let's be honest. Let's be honest. Drilling your barrels is just a very little thing, and it makes things look a lot better. Like, maybe not from the straight on angle, but like from a tabletop angle. You wouldn't notice that they were googly eyes under there. You wouldn't. Okay. Don't at me. I can't unsee it though. No one will ever know, but we'll know. We'll know, chat, and it'll be funny. For real though, I don't get how people like drill barrels in a perfectly centered line. Do they like use a nail to just get the drill perfect? Like to make a little indent to make the drill perfect? Is that what they do? I guess I could use a hobby knife to do that. I guess that could work. Wheel. Use an electric drill and you just don't care. Yeah, I use an electric drill too. I use a little drill pen. It's super easy. Like I once did my whole Sisters of Battle. I used a hand drill, and then I thought, you know what, never again. Then I got an electric drill pen, and I was just like, you know what, drilling barrels isn't so hard. I was able to do it pretty well on my Emperor's Children. I don't know why I've buggered these ones look so awkward. Like, it's not bad. It's not like I've mashed up the barrels, which I've done before, but like they're just a little bit silly looking. I kind of like it, but like these aren't actually my models, so there's a bit of me that wonders if I should like get more input from Fungi. But like all he said was Imperial Fists. You had Imperial Fist Terminators and you got excited. Does Terminator armor excite you? Understandable. We are in fact doing the Imperial Fisting tonight. We're not going to finish the squad though, because I need a shower before I go to bed, and I have work in the morning, so probably aim to finish at the top of the hour. Probably aim to finish at the top of the hour for the night, unfortunately. I know you usually go a lot longer, but like, I know I'm not going to get these done, so I might as well not rush myself to do it. That's my thought process, at least. Like, because if you can't finish the whole thing in one night, then there's no need to rush yourself to get a bunch of it done. When we know we're going to do another stream next week where we actually finish all of these. That's my thinking. I do hope that Fungi likes the end result of these, though. I'm hoping that they'll look quite good. You insist on running first company despite how uncompetitive it is. And I love fists based. First company is always meant to be the best company. It's a shame that's not how it works out on tabletop. Like nothing but veterans and Terminators. And it's just like, yes. This is the good shit. Like Deathwing Dreadnought Army. Give. Dark Angel's first company. It's the future. Or technically the past. I don't know how much of this I'm meant to actually do in black. And how much is meant to be done in silver. I guess I'll just do the whole, like, overall, this kind of bit here. I think that was... I should do the lens in green. I'll do that. I'll probably do that as the final thing of the night. But the command point to sticky objectives with any veteran infantry is dead. Yeah, I can imagine. Hey, fungi, how you doing? Yeah, I was just saying I hope that you like it. I was also wondering if maybe I should get more input from you on how you want these done. We're not finishing this squad tonight, but we're just gonna get some of the basics done. Wait, hang on. Did I do the black carapace on the back of these guys? I did not. I will do that now. Yeah. That's my big bush. Yeah, fungi. I hope that you like these. If there's anything you want me to do on them, please do let me know. Because otherwise, I'm just going to keep doing what I think is going to look okay. But they are your miniatures, so I want to make sure that, you know, they're done in a way that you like. It's kind of weird, though. I've never painted stuff for other people before. Because usually I just play around with stuff, but like, yeah, it's just kind of different, you know? It's a different way of approaching miniature painting. Imperial Fists reminds you of a challenge where I painted the entirety of Age of Darkness's fists and some... Jesus Christ. I mean, I feel like Age of Darkness is a really good set to do that with because it's quite, like, there's not too many details on stuff. A lot of it is quite simple. So yeah, no, I could see that being a fairly decent challenge, but also not an unrealistic one. Yeah. I mean, I did most of my Age of Darkness box as Dark Angels. Though I did turn the Contemptor Dreadnought into a Demon Prince for my Death Guard. He's got this really long, like, tentacle neck sticking out of where the Contemptor helmet would be. It looks horrific, but like in an appropriate way. It looks horrifically appropriate as a Demon Prince. Yeah, that's the wording I'm trying to find. For after so many years, you actually decided to put in for Red Dead Redemption 2. I never played Red Dead Redemption. I've never played either Red Dead Redemption 1 or 2. Maybe I should. I think I own Red Dead Redemption 2.
Look out! Here
I
they
don't know if I
come!
own... Tom, hey!
Termi's Live just raided with 4 viewers.
How you doing? How was your stream? What were you up to? Can we get a shout out for Tom, please? It's fun. Why are you painting tonight? Thank you for sharing your community with us. Welcome, Raiders. I'm Tiger. I'm a variety streamer. I'm a Warhammer content creator. We work with Fat Shock on Darktide. And Alcat also stream Rogue Traders, so we've been doing a ton of that. We hope that you're having a great time. I hope that you're doing well. Your eyes hurt. Go get some rest. But what were you working on before you go? I'm not going to be on too much longer, sadly. Just because I really want to shower. I really want to shower, and I feel yucky because it's so hot, chat. You're Sarastus Knight Lancer. Oh, sick. How's the progress coming along on that? You almost done yet? I am getting... I'm slowly getting through these Imperial Fists. I keep noticing little bits I'm going to have to go over with yellow, which I will do. I'm taking mental notes. Okay, what's next? We were going to do this shoulder pad. In black, not because it's a very standard thing, but like he's a captain, he can have a little bit of variation. He is a fancy boy, so he gets a fancy black shoulder pad. You know what else he gets? A little bit of just a little pattern. We're gonna do that one in red. What does that pattern mean? No idea. Why did I do it? Because I thought it would look cool. And that's all you need to do. Make things that look cool. Send you some photos in a minute. Sweet. You mainly free-handed heraldry. Oh god. That's a nightmare. Freehand terrifies me. I should really just do some practice on it. I feel like a dude like freehanding the Imperial fist couldn't be that hard, right? You know, at the end of the day, it's mostly just a square, right? A square and a trapeze, and then I just highlight some fingers on there. I could probably do that. I could probably do that, right, John? Hell, I can even use a pen to do it. Now on the librarian. Okay. What else? What else? What else? A little bit on here. A little bit on there. Okay. So there's a couple of things I definitely want to do. It's mostly just tidy up. Mostly it's just tidy up. I'm going to start with the librarian because I've got him in front of me now. Well, not so angry Marines. They are indeed not so angry Marines. Hey, Phantom. I'm good. I'm warm. I feel about the same as this cat feels. Look at her. She is fucking liquid. Just like me, for real. Yeah, we're just going through these, doing some very chill little tidying up things before we finish up for the night, I think. Sadly, I feel yuck, so I want to have a shower before I go to bed. And there's not that much we have left to do, I think, before it becomes a bit late. We've still got a lot of work to do on these, but I don't think there's any sense in rushing because we'll just end up not doing it as well as I know we could. We've got some tidying up to do, which we'll try and basically get knocked out tonight. And if we can't, then we can't. But these should definitely all get finished by next week sometime. I'll try and get the Infernus Marines done off stream as well. I need to get them built. I'll probably build them on Saturday during my D&D session. Maybe even get them primed during it as well. They should be relatively simple. I'm not sure what company I want to do the shoulder trim in. I feel like just doing them in black for 5th company would generally be quite easy. And it kind of harkens back to the whole heresy black and yellow color scheme that they had. I think a lot of people think that that's the best one because it has the nicest color contrast, I think. There's a lot of people say that like when you go black and red, which is what they're mostly depicted as, they kind of look a bit like Ronald McDonald Marines. Which, you know, I don't dislike, but I don't know. I think they could definitely look cooler. It's the one I'd use, yeah. But I think we've had a not terrible session of just laying down a bunch of base colors. I know. People have been asking me to do this for a little while, so I'm glad to get it done, honestly. I'm glad to get it done. And I know I've kept some people waiting. If Falling's in chat, I need you to still tell me which combat patrol you want me to do for you. I will do it eventually, I swear to God. Sooner rather than later. Because I want to do another giveaway at some point. Okay. Now, there's some bits of yellow I want to go over again. Some of these guys just didn't... I need a different brush. this one is a bit less clean than I'd like. Also, I need to do a little bit of black on this guy's arm. Painting off stream because I'm dumb. Okay, I need to do a little bit of the black carapace there, which I've missed. Peep Discord. Hey, let me check. Let me do a check. Let me do a check. Oh, that looks sick. Oh my god. Yeah, no, that looks great. Where's my window capture? That's some good stuff. Wait, where did the rest go? Ah. Genuinely fantastic term. Really good stuff. Really, really good stuff. What else do I need to do? You. I'm sure there was something I'd seen that I needed to do. There, that tiny little bit there. I'll do that in black in a second. Still got checkers to do and the color to do. Oh my god. You're going to go... Why do you do this to you? I mean, it looks amazing, but still, why do you do this to yourself? Wow. I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't do it. But that's why I'll never win a golden demon. Lol. I just want to relax when I paint, you know? I want to have fun, get things on the tabletop, play my games, hopefully win a couple of them here and there. Okay. So let's just get in and go correct those bits where I haven't done the black right. And then I think that's going to be us for the night. This is meditation to you. That's fair. You have to mag and pin... Oh, God. I mean, magnetizing the torso is just standard for a knight, though. I magnetized my torso on my Knight Castellan back there. I didn't magnetize the weapons, though, because I just don't like the other variant of the Knight Castellan. The Knight Dominus. Like, I just think it has... no, I don't like the harpoon gun. It's a meme weapon. It's a meme weapon, and it only ever fires once. And that shot isn't guaranteed... Like, it's not really guaranteed to pull it. It's like a hunter-killer missile. You take it, and then it's just like... If you pay points for it, it's just like, why? Why did I pay points for that? It's just terrible. I mean, you don't have to pay points for it in this, but, like... I'm not spending... I'm not, like... gonna have a model with a silly meme weapon. I might use the silly meme weapon for kit bashing something else, though. Like, imagine sticking a big harpoon on an orc truck. Would that not look really cool? Giving like an orc battle wagon a big harpoon cannon. That would be cool, right? That would be really cool. It would be really, really cool. You come for that? Yes. I need to convince Pink to let me do it whenever she gets a battle wagon. I'm just going to, like, stick that harpoon on it. But yeah, I think that'll do for now. It's very late. I need to have a shower before I go to bed. And I kind of want to have a snack. So, what am I doing tomorrow? Oh, tomorrow we're doing a big Dogtide collab with Duke of Silver and Froggy PhD and Traveling Inquisitor. It'll be really good. I'm sorry we're ending so early tonight, but... You know that weapon kit they released for Horus Heresy with the halberds and other power weapons seems so neat. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you say that. These past 4 days I've had off have been quite restful, aside from today where we built a shitload of furniture and moved a bunch of stuff. The flat is still, like, in this process of, like, reorganization. So... yeah. Fun guy, if you're in chat, come have a look at the things. I know you are a bit of a lurker, but I just want you to see the progress we've made so far. I hope you're happy with them. Well, yeah, once again, this is just the initial stages, wanting to block out colors and stuff. We'll be doing a lot more work on these in the next week or so. And while the base on the captain is a little bit messed up, I'm going to cover it in, like, gravel. Because that's what these guys, they're going to have, like, city-based gravel. I didn't want to have to paint, like, a Carnifex skull, so I just cut that up. But that's fine. It'll just look like it's a sewer system in a city, right? It'll work. It'll look cool. I swear. It'll look cool when it's all over. But yeah. I want to find someone to raid. Who can we raid into? Who do I know who's up at this time of night doing painting shit? We could raid into Micagnius. Yeah. As always, chat, thank you so much for hanging out. Tomorrow we have a big Dark Tide collab. And on Thursday, I won't be live, but I will be on Pink's Baldur's Gate stream. I hope you all have a wonderful day or night wherever you are in the world. And I will see you tomorrow, I hope. I love you all. Be good. Or don't. Mwah. Mwah.